Well, my friends, I'm happy to be here with Julie Burrell-Lillig. She is the Vice President, Strategic Partnerships for ICAN, and ICAN stands for the Institute for Career Advancement Needs. Julie, it's so great to see you today, and thanks for joining me.
Thanks, Andy. You too. I'm excited to be here.
Well, here we are in 2024, and I mean, the ICAN conference is really something that I always look forward to. And I know the planning, I mean, starts almost pretty much after, the conference ends. And sometimes you're even thinking well ahead of time. But let's just talk. Okay, let's briefly, ICAN, talk about the organization, your mission, and who you serve, and then we're going to get into the conference.
Okay, that sounds great. In a nutshell, we develop leaders. I mean, our mission is to help people find who they are most authentically. And of course, just a few weeks ago in 2023, we loved the word of the year. I don't know if you saw that. Merriam-Webster's dictionary word of the year was authentic. And we use that in a lot of our work at ICAN. It's in our mission. It's the work that we do. It's helping people get to, and when we say lead, also I want to clarify, not entitled necessarily. It's we're working with people who are lead parents. You're leading at any level, really. And so not in addition to, of course, someone in their work life, being a leader, we also want to make sure that it's all encompassing. So we're talking about the person at work and at home too.
Yeah. And I know, as I was looking over the talking points, that you're celebrating the 20th anniversary of the Defining Leadership program, which I went through, I think a decade ago, maybe a little bit longer. But it truly was leading your company, leading your business, leading your life, leading your family, your friends, just, yeah, it was totally all about leadership in all aspects of life. And you're doing something that I love, Honor a Leader campaign, as we approach the event on May 15th in 2024.
Yeah. Yeah. So a lot of things going on. As you mentioned, the Defining Leadership Program is hitting 20 years. So we love that. That program is 4 months. So
Yeah.
you come in, you send someone in your life, send someone on your team, send yourself, invest in yourself. But it's a way for people to get together and really discover how they lead naturally. So what's your home base? Like it's a stressful time of year, right? We've just finished shopping. We might have New Year's resolutions. It teaches us how to take those pieces of us and find a way that we work in those areas that we love,
Yeah.
and we surround ourselves with people who work in the areas that we don't love, so that we have good a good complementary working relationship. Again, home, family, work, it all fits together. And
Yeah.
then the Honor a Leader campaign. So that was something that we began just last year. And
Yes.
it's a really, really great way to make a donation in the name of someone who has been a leader in your life. And what we saw last year were people who had passed, uh, people who were their direct manager. We saw folks honoring their mother or their father. So it's unlimited in who you choose as
Mhm.
the person that you want to honor. And folks get a really great, there's a nice letter that's emailed to the recipient that says who nominated them and a little bit about why. They're honored the day of the conference, which you mentioned earlier is coming up on May 15th.
Yeah.
They're also honored year round at the ICANN website. So we're excited about that program.
Yeah. Yeah. I love that. I mean, there's so many, I just think all of us can think about somebody that has impacted our life in a really positive way. And also, that is a leader in our life, a leader in their life. So let's talk a little bit about the program itself. We've got a couple minutes left. let's talk about the program. Again, I went through it and
Yeah.
it changed me. And it actually, I went through it when I was going through an incredibly challenging time in my life, in my career. Just with some, I think our building had just burnt down and it was just crazy. So what is the program? And I mean, you have to apply for it or somebody
Right.
has to. So yeah, I'll let, yeah, tell us about the program.
Yeah. Um, so there's a way that you can apply yourself. There's also a way that someone can reach out to you and nominate you to consider the program. We invite people around the community and leaders that we see in business and community leaders, nonprofits, and
Mhm.
try to get a group together. So it's a group of 20 to 25 people. And we do something unique. We run a women's program and we run a men's program. And what we found is, I know that may sound odd now because we all live and work together. But what we found is if you're really trying to get to your true self, those filters come down much more quickly when
Yes.
you're with, you know, the same kinds of folks that are experiencing the same kinds of
Yeah.
things. And so it's a fun way. And they what we see as a part of, and I hope you experienced also, is the camaraderie that that group develops. It's a
Yeah.
group of a network of people that you can call on immediately. Maybe I'm not an HR expert, or maybe there's a lawyer in my group, and I just need that quick answer before I go present or talk or explore an idea. And that network that you come out of the program is also a really
Yeah.
valuable
Yeah.
piece of the work.
You
I would say,
I,
go ahead.
I'm going to interject. You bond with these people. I mean, there are people, again, this was, I think, 2010 when I went through it. And, we are still friends on social media and I can reach out to these women and it truly is an experience. And you open yourself up to being very vulnerable during the whole process, which is just elevates the growth of you and everybody in the class and the program. So it truly is it's a magical, powerful experience.
Well, thank you. We love that you're saying that, and you're not alone. That is what a lot of the graduates say. And by the way, we just reached our 1,300 mark for graduates in that program.
Wow.
So there's a lot of folks in the region that have attended that and get that kind of experience, and then are looking for that kind of experience. Like once you've had that, you want it for others too. And
Yeah.
so, it's been a really great way to develop yourself and the people around you.
Yeah. Well, uh now we literally have like about 30 seconds. So how can viewers find out more about ICAN? I know you've got a great website, icanleaders.org for this particular program, but anywhere else that we need to be looking, social media, or what
The
can we get engaged?
Yeah, the conference, or the we have a conference website,
Yeah.
and we also have our icanleaders.org website. So great information on both sites. Also, YouTube has a really amazing library of videos that we've done over the years. So you can go in and get some really great tidbits. If you need that 5 minutes of inspiration, maybe look at 777. If you need a little more, there's information in there, as well as on the website. The website, you'll find custom programming information. So maybe the public class isn't for you. Maybe you need something a little more special or focused, and we can do that as well.
Yeah. Yeah. So awesome. I just love everything ICAN does. And it's so great to talk to you today. Thank you for taking the time out to
Oh,
visit
thank
with
you,
me about
Andy.
this. You are welcome.
Yeah.
And folks, don't go away. We'll be right back. Well, hello, my friends. I am so excited to be here with Sandy Spady. She is the CEO for the Power Up Leadership Coaching and founder of Women with Voices. Sandy, thank you so much for joining me. It's so great to see you.
Thank you. I'm so glad to be here. I just love your TV program, and I'm excited to share all this
Yeah.
greatness happening.
Yes, yes. And I've just gotten to know more about what you do, and we're also going to talk about the Voices Live Your Why. Um, the Women with Voices Live Your Why, the summit that's coming up later on June 20th, and also talk about the nomination process going on. But first, let's talk a little bit about Women with Voices. What is it, and who does this organization serve?
This just organically started, right? 2 years ago. It was, shortly after the pandemic, and so many amazing women opened up to me and just have shared amazing stories and overcoming amazing stories. And I look at them and I'm like, you are a successful attorney. No one would ever guess that, right? And I said, we need to share those stories. People look at you and they're like, I could never be like her. I could never be successful. But the truth is, we've all had our journeys, right? And it's those journeys that need to be shared. So, women don't feel alone, and they feel they can also get out of whatever they're stuck in
Yeah.
and be unstoppable.
Yeah, absolutely. And I love it. I mean, you said 2 years ago after the pandemic, or as it was, kind of as we're cycling out of that, you started this. But when I ask you what inspired you to organize this, I mean, you talked a little bit about that, but let's talk a little bit about your journey briefly.
What inspired me is that I was getting ready to write a book, and just circumstances put it out there that I wasn't able to produce it and launch it. And that really just sparked a fire in me that I wanted others to have a voice, because I can't really share my voice in certain avenues in my life. And that just really sparked that fire that I want to have a platform for women if they're able to share their story. And working at the Greater Omaha Chamber for the last 5 years, when I moved to Omaha, I had such great connections and community of wonderful hospitality that I knew also after the pandemic were struggling. So I wanted to bring together the hospitality, bring, people into their establishments to showcase their establishments. And then also they're so good to me with my relationships and community to platform my speakers. And I cannot say enough how important connections and communities are in a small, big town like Omaha.
Yeah, no, absolutely. I agree 100%. We'll talk a little bit about how how women can get involved with you, but let's go and talk about the summit that's coming up on January 20th. This is the second year?
Yes.
Okay. And this is a pretty big day.
It's a full day. It
Yeah.
is a full day. When I was sitting in Stories Coffee 2 Octobers ago with one of my community board members with my One with Voices, it was a really cold day that day. And I said, oh, winter, it's starting. And it's such a long winter, for Nebraskans, we're used to that.
Yeah.
And I looked at her and I said, I feel like our women deserve to have a full day.
Mm-hmm.
And I know in January, a lot of us after the 20th, we have lost our goals, right? We're going to lose weight. We're going to, budget our income and do all these big goals. And then by the end of the January, we're just like, ugh, I didn't do it. And we get down on ourselves. And I'm like, let's take that away. Let's have it after the 20th, the 21 days of habits.
Yeah.
And let's start her and let's have a full day of powerhouse community leaders that come in to inspire us. And then we'll have shopping, we'll have dancing, happy hour, just make it a full day to re-kick our year.
Yeah, I love
and that's
that.
how I began. Yes.
Yeah, I love that. I mean, you're all pumped up and you're ready to go. And then things just it's almost like life happens and you're back to work and family. And next thing you know, it's the end of January and you kind of forgot about what you said you were going to do for yourself this year. So, all right. So again, it's on the 20th. Give us kind of the logistical things, like when does it start and where is it at?
It's at the Granary. The venue's at the Granary in Ralston.
Okay.
It's a new establishment. I think it, 3-4 years old. Great parking, right? I've done events my entire life, so I want great parking, especially in January. And it's just beautiful inside. So it starts at 8 a.m. in the morning. At 8 a.m., we'll have shopping for an hour, let everyone come and kind of mingle a little bit. Thanks to Stories Coffee, my sponsor, they're going to fill us up full of caffeine. And then we'll start and we'll kick off the program. I'm going to open up with the keynote speech, and then I have Michelle Hurt with our favorite friend from Charity for Hope.
Yes.
She's going to be the opening keynote speaker.
Wonderful.
And then in between breaks, we will have 2 panels of amazing women that are speaking. We have the entrepreneurs, and then we have mind, body, and soul.
Okay.
And each category will be an open question forum that you can have the opportunity to ask these questions from these amazing women that are just kicking ass, right? And we get to ask them questions.
Yeah.
And then we have a great 2 lunch sponsors that are going to inspire us as we feed our faces, right? We got to fill our tummies up.
Yep.
And then we have more shopping. And then we're going to end with another keynote speaker, Tracy Winkler with Elevate. And we're just going to elevate the whole day. It's going to be a great day of just inspiration and friendships and connections.
Well, who is this for? I mean, obviously it's for women, but who is this? Who is this for? In your words.
Yes. This is for any woman that wants to do more, be more, and have the inspiration to do it. After our last summit, I had 89 text messaging from other people that have attended, and they're all telling me, please do this again. I met great friends at my table of 8 that were strangers by the beginning of the morning. And then they just have long-lasting relationships. And that's what's great. It's building those connections. And one story I'd love to share with you. During last year's summit, at the end of it, this beautiful gal walked up and she was all dressed up. And I knew she was like really proud of herself, right? You can feel it.
Yeah.
And she said, what do you think of my dress? And I said, your dress is awesome. Like, you look really great. And she looked at me and she said, I want you to know I just stumbled on your event on Eventbrite. And she said, for the last year, I've been struggling with suicide. And today's the first day that I got my makeup on, fixed my hair, and dressed up. And she was like holding back tears. I was holding back tears. And she's like, you gave me hope in women that were not all bad and that there's support from other women. And she's like, just thank you so much. And she hugged me. Things
Wow.
like that are worth it, right? All the work, all the planning, begging for sponsorships, all the work. When you get a story like that, that's going to change someone's life, is worth it.
And like when we chatted, before this interview, is really, women supporting women. And a lot of times that just doesn't happen. And I know your goal, I mean, one of the things you're passionate about is women supporting women and connecting women. And you do such a great job at that. And this event is just another way to bring women together. And like you said, form friendships with people that we don't know. I mean, we're so busy, we don't even, I mean, I'll speak for myself. I don't often have time to go and connect with other people in a setting that is safe and nurturing, and we're there just to celebrate each other.
Yes. And another thing that I just find in the last 2 years, we just had our 2-year anniversary bash, that we have the last year speakers come and speak of what they got out of it. And what is so amazing as I sit there listening to them is that they all just had so much more confidence, right? The confidence of your voice, and that they want to do more. They want to write books. They want to take the stage and public speak. I've had 3 people from last summit that said after the summit that they started their own business because they had support.
Wow.
Yes, support from other women. And that's worth it all.
Absolutely. Well, let's go back and talk about Women with Voices. And I know you meet once a month. Yeah. Talk about that. Because I mean, for women watching this, how can they get involved in what you do?
We have an event the 3rd Monday of the month, and it's always 5:30 to 7:30 p.m. And we have a speaker, or we have a panel of speakers, depending on the month and what's happening, to support. And this year, I'm going to toss up a little something different. And once a month, we're going to bring in a nonprofit that speaker cares about. You and I both we love nonprofits, right?
Yeah.
My entire life I've either volunteered or, I just love them, and they need awareness.
Yes. Yeah.
And this year we're going to change it up a little bit. I'm going to speak with the speakers. They're like, where's your heart? Is it animals? Is it the elderly? Is it the homeless? And if it's something that they love to share, let's bring them in. So it's going to be once a month on a Monday, and we're going to bring in a nonprofit per month to showcase them too.
Well, we'll go back and tell people how they can learn more about that, but I don't want to forget, we did talk about this, nominating a woman for your summit. So I know nominations go through the 15th of January. So tell us about that, and what does that mean, and how can we nominate a woman?
Yes. Everyone's been inspired, right, from that woman. Mine was my 8th grade home ec teacher, my cheer coach. She still to this day just gave me that that made me want to do more. And so this year I said, all of us have that 1, 2, 3 people, woman that has inspired me, supported me, helped me, make me take that leap for change. And so I said, let's have Woman of the Year. Let's have a nomination, and let's just showcase her, right?
Yeah.
Let her be at the front table and spoil her and showcase her, because we sometimes as women, we don't acknowledge ourselves. So we need others to do it for us.
Yeah. Yeah. And there's so many women out there that I know have impacted us all. So, all right. So nominations. So let's talk. Okay. Let's go back. We got like 2 minutes left. Let's talk about the summit. Where can we get tickets at? Where can we go nominate?
I have my Power Up Leadership Coaching and Consulting website. So it's powerupbysandy.com. And we have a page just for the Summit 2024. You
Okay.
can get tickets. We have a few tickets left. I think we have just maybe 5 vendor tables left. And then if you'd like to be a sponsor of a table, you can be a sponsor and I tell people, have your table of your favorites or your favorite clients and get to know them better.
Yeah.
So there's 3 opportunities with tickets, sponsorships, and vendors. So it's powerupbysandy.com.
Okay. And I'm glancing over here because I'm looking at your website right now, right here. So you can go there, get tickets. Is there a nomination? I'm going to go to the summit.
Yes.
There's a place to nominate there as well.
Yes.
Yeah. And you can look at all the speakers. This is great. There's lots of great information and your sponsors. But again, taking sponsorships up through when? If somebody
15.
Okay, so the 15th as well. So, okay. And then let's go back and just your monthly meetings again, your website. I mean, you have so much information. So you've got a tab here, Women with Voices, where people can find out about that. And these pictures that you take at your meetings, your monthly meetings, they're so fun. I mean, they're so much fun. And just encourage women. Does it cost to come to these events? Does it?
Yes. And what I tell my women is that when they find the courage to speak, I want to have the memories of that. So our tickets are $25. It pays for our photographer.
Yeah.
That's it.
Yeah.
I'm such a believer in, being in chambers and marketing and advertising, that a photo just seals the memory. And so I tell my women too, with social media, if you want to take some headshots or some social shots, grab the photographer because he's here for us.
Yeah.
So that's where that cost comes in for that. And then I was going to say, we can also find us. We have a public Women with Voices page to show the events.
Yes.
And showcase speakers. And then we have a private Facebook group and then a public Instagram group. So follow us and just join our journey.
Well, Sandy, thank you so much for joining me today. Again, the website is powerupbysandy.com. I'm sure it's right here at the bottom of the screen as we're talking about it. And encourage everybody to go there January 20th. Do you sell out? Will this event sell out?
It sold out last year. We are very, like I said, we only have 5 vendors left, and we're at 92%.
Okay.
So there's still a chance. Get in there, ladies.
Yep. Yeah.
It's out. Yes.
All right, Sandy, thank you so much. I've just really enjoyed getting to know you better, this year, and also getting to know about this, what you're doing. So you are inspiring. Absolutely, my friend. So, and I just want to say thank you for joining me today.
Thank you. and you inspire me. Us women, right? We inspire each other, and that's what's great. Thank you.
Thank you.